This is C.G. Lewis, author of the Everrain series. I'm obviously not a professional at this, so you have to forgive my ums and ahs and stuff like that. So some of the things you need to have before you head to Tesla to pick up your vehicle is to make sure that you have an up-to-date insurance. In fact, they're going to want you to take a photograph of it and upload it onto their site. They also want to have a copy if you have a trade-in like we do. By the way, they give you a very fair trade-in value. Don't sign it on the back. You also need to have your cashier's check for the difference of whatever your trade-in is and what you owe them. Once you have those things in line, they have a a checklist to take with them when they go to pick up their vehicle. Tells you what you need to look for, kind of a rundown on the exterior, interior, which we're going to be going over tomorrow. Honestly, I've watched about 50 videos on how to, drive the Tesla. We went on a test drive, but it's very unique compared to driving a regular car. It's sort of like a smartphone with wheels. My son has a Tesla, and he was telling me that there's a redundancy system built in so that if the computer shuts down, are you still able to drive it? And he said that he actually had an experience with that. His computer did a reset while he was driving it, but he didn't lose any control of the vehicle. He was still able to accelerate, still able to brake, turn signals, lights, all those things still work. So there must be a redundant system built inside, a very basic, okay, we're still going to operate while our computer comes back on. The other thing that I wanted to share is after the order, we took care of all the steps that we were supposed to do. There could have been a better system in place on the Tesla side. If you're going to be borrowing through your own institution, because we got way better rates, but make sure that you do this, and this in order for it to be completed. Honestly, I don't know what else to say, so we'll just call this good. Getting into more depth on the actual pickup and inspection, but so we're on our way. Beautiful day in Oregon, a rare event. This vehicle that we're getting is the 2021 Model Y, built this May, which means that it doesn't have radar installed, and comes with the new Tesla Vision, which is an enhanced software for identifying vehicles in the traffic. We'll find out when we pick up the vehicle and we open up the software and look inside, because there's certain features that will be disabled until a later update. For instance, the autopilot above 75 miles an hour, it won't work. The auto summoning will also not work. So we did get the auto drive. We have this thing about arguing lane changes and speed and other things. So this is supposed to help us improve our relationship while driving, we hope. Okay, we're here. I'm so excited. Howdy, how you doing? Doing well. Where we go? Just got possession, and we're going to do a thorough walk around. One thing that I'm finding here that's interesting, to put PPF on the cars now. And the guy told me that that is part of the install that they're doing. They actually did it here, but he said they're going to start coming from the factory that way. So guess what, new Tesla buyers, you won't have to worry about that coming in the future. It's nice and clean. Surprisingly, these don't come with a spare tire. One thing I want you to notice, I got this information from the guy who's showing us the vehicle, is that it now comes with a thumb drive, flash drive, for your Sentry mode. So before you had to buy these, Now it comes with the vehicle and it goes inside the port right there. So this is it. This is my baby. I love the lines on it. Nothing quite, sink in until you actually are sitting in it and touching it, feeling it. It's how amazing this vehicle is. I'm just utterly amazed. It's a beautiful vehicle. Honestly, I read all these things on the internet, YouTube videos about the kinds of imperfections and things that were found. And honestly, I found a little smudge here that came off, and then there was a little piece of tape that was left on there, but that's all part of the packaging, so they pulled that off. Otherwise, the vehicle was clean. I inspected all the way around. I didn't see any issues with the panel spacing that they talk about. This is where you can come in and set up your profile. Once you're in your profile, you can click down here. So here I would go in, I could reset my steering wheel, I could set my mirrors, I can set my seat height, and how far back, all those things. Once they're done, I locked in, and now it's paired with my phone. So when I walk up to the vehicle and go to get inside, it will automatically make adjustments to my profile and don't have to worry about it. When we came to the vehicle, the air conditioning was running in it. They have it set on auto mode, so if you click here, this is set on auto so that it will automatically adjust to whatever temperature you want it to be at. You can change your airflow on here. I know you've probably seen this for the heating. You have different modes that you can be in. This is on. The climate will stay on after you leave and will continue that way until you get down to about 20% battery power. Then there's the dog mode, which will keep the dog from overheating inside. And Sentry mode will be on at that time as well. So if anybody's fooling around with your pooch, give them a warning. And then you have camp mode, which I didn't know about. And this allows you to have some additional auxiliary power. You can set an alarm and that sort of thing. It's pretty neat. What am I forgetting, honey?
You can also push the button on the right and tell it.
Oh yeah, that's right. By pressing on here, you can make commands and you can do other things. Kind of fun stuff as well as things that you might need while you're driving. So now they come with this tutorials that you can sit here and watch from the parking lot. Any questions that you might have, you can run inside and you can ask the guy inside. So I think we're going to go ahead and go for a drive. I want to see how this thing rides. We're going to go on our first drive, and hopefully we don't find anything interesting along the way. We're about maybe 10 to 15 miles on our maiden voyage. But so far it's been very smooth. The one thing that's kind of weird is the regenerative braking, because I have it set on the strongest setting. As soon as you lift your foot off the pedal, it's like you're stepping on the brakes. So I'm taking used to, but from what I've heard and read, it's your one pedal driving when you're in this mode. You never have to use your brakes, but it does take some getting used to. I don't remember how to do the cruise control. I haven't been able to do that on this trip, so when we pull over, I'll have to look into that and see what's going on. So far, we're just enjoying the ride. I don't know I have any complaints at this point. Anyway, we'll chat later. Well, we made it home. Had a couple of days to drive it around, figure out how things work, like the cruise control. My wife has had a chance to get in and set the profile up for her. So all the settings are there for her the way she likes it when she gets in. Chill mode or performance mode and braking and steering and all those things. We haven't really had a chance to install the accessories that we bought. I bought a bunch of things prior to, which I'll cover in a future video. And one thing I didn't point out was that we ordered the tow package, and I didn't think to check for it while I was at the dealer, but I did when I got home, and it was there. Kind of hard to pop that thing off. You got to use a pair of flat tips. I'll have to figure out how to do it, but since I'm not going to be using it all that often, I really got it to help with the resale value if I ever sold the vehicle, and that was another reason that we got the autopilot. A lot of people want that, but it's very expensive. We actually tried using the autopilot yesterday, and traffic was really terrible, and it doesn't do well in heavy traffic, and I'll just say that. It's fine if you have just moderate traffic, but when it's congested, stop and go, people cutting in front of you. The autopilot sort of ultra safe, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I turned it off so I can drive it without it. When the traffic was normal, then the autopilot worked just fine, including lane changes and making turns, taking the exits and things like that. So we're still going to be experimenting with that. So far, it's just, I'd say, satisfactory. You've got to keep your hands on the wheel and be aware of your surroundings. And I'm not going to say that because you'll get a warning if you don't. I'll say it because I wouldn't do it any other way at this point. I think it's still too new. Based on some AI, which can be pretty stupid sometimes. Anyhow, thanks for watching this far, and if you go ahead and hit subscribe. I don't really have a channel at this point, but I might do some future videos, so thanks. Bye.